Picture this. You're in the middle of your worst day. Your phone won't stop buzzing. Your boss is demanding an impossible deadline. Traffic is at a standstill, horns blaring all around you. And in your head, a voice is screaming, "I can't take this anymore." Your heart pounds, your hands shake, and it feels like everything is about to explode. You want to yell, smash something, or just run away. Anything to escape the chaos. But what if I told you that right in the middle of this storm, you could stay calm? Not by wishing the world would stop, but by mastering yourself. That is the power Stoicism gives you. Modern life is like a relentless machine, throwing challenge after challenge your way. Work pressure, strained relationships, or those days when everything seems stacked against you. We often think of calm as a luxury, something we can only afford when life is going smoothly. But Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that guided Marcus Aurelius through war, Seneca through exile, and Epictetus through slavery, teaches something different. Peace doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within, from how you choose to face a world that feels like it's falling apart. This isn't just an empty promise. It's a practical tool to help you stand strong when everything else is shaking. Today, I'm taking you through 10 Stoic principles, not dry philosophy, but real, actionable steps to stay calm in the chaos of life. You'll learn how to master your mind when the world feels out of control, let go of burdens you can't change, and find strength in every breath. You'll see that adversity isn't an enemy. It's a teacher, that your reaction, not the event itself, holds the key, and that desiring less actually allows you to live more. We'll anchor ourselves in unshakable values, recognize the fleeting nature of all things, appreciate what we have, and grow stronger through every storm. Think about the last time you lost your cool, when your boss criticized you in front of the team, when a loved one pushed you to your limit, or when a big plan completely fell apart. How did you feel? Helpless? Angry? But what if, in that exact moment, you could take a deep breath and let stillness guide you instead of rage? That's what Stoicism did for some of the greatest figures in history, and now it can do the same for you. This isn't some distant ideal. Right here, in the middle of your life, these 10 principles will change the way you face everything. You don't need to be a philosopher to live like a Stoic. You just need to be willing to pause, listen, and apply. In the next 10 principles, I'll show you how to turn bad days into opportunities, criticism into motivation, and loss into lessons. This is a journey to staying calm, not by running away, but by standing firm and mastering yourself. Are you ready? Let's dive into the first principle. Principle 1. Master your mind, not the world. Have you ever felt this? You're standing in front of a crowd, about to give an important presentation. Sweat starts pouring, the microphone suddenly stops working, and a colleague whispers, "You're done for." Your heart pounds, your mind spirals. Everyone's going to laugh at me. My career is over. You can't fix the microphone. You can't silence your colleague. The world around you is slipping out of your control. But this is where Stoicism steps in and says, stop. You don't need to control the world. You just need to master your mind. The first principle of staying calm is understanding that life is a chaotic mess you can't organize. Epictetus, who lived as a slave yet found freedom within, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A broken microphone, a snarky colleague, that's not your problem. The problem is letting them throw you into panic. Stoicism teaches that calmness doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from fixing the way you see them. Think about Serena Williams in a high-stakes match. The cameras catch every mistake. The crowd is booing, but she stands there, gripping her racket, eyes sharp, not a single complaint. She can't control the audience or the technology, but she masters her mind and she wins. You can do the same. When the world outside is in chaos, your boss is yelling, the weather ruins your plans, or your bank account is screaming for help, don't scramble to fix everything. Stop, breathe, and ask yourself, what can I control right now? The answer is always the same. Your thoughts, your attitude, your response. In that presentation, instead of panicking, you could smile, grab a marker, and write your ideas on the board. Calm, confident, as if that was the plan all along. Your coworkers can say whatever they want, the mic can fail, but no one can take away the composure in your mind. That's the power of Stoicism. You don't need the world to cooperate to stay at peace. You just need to master yourself. When life throws you into chaos, a furious call from a client, a canceled flight, or a day where everything falls apart, try this. Count to 3 in your head, focus on your breath, and remind yourself, I can't change this, but I can change how I respond. Psychologist Viktor Frankl once said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom. With Stoicism, this principle makes you the ruler of your own mind, no matter how wildly the world rages around you. Principle 2, let go of what you can't hold. You just got the news the project you poured your heart into for months has been canceled due to budget cuts. Your phone buzzes with an email from your boss. There's nothing we can do. You clench your fists, your mind screaming, what did I do wrong? Why is this happening? You want to rewind time, change the company's decision, or yell at someone to make it right. But the truth is, you can't. And this is where Stoicism teaches you the second principle for staying calm. Let go of what you can't hold. Life is like the wind. You can't force it to stand still. Marcus Aurelius, who faced war and betrayal, once wrote, accept whatever comes to you as if you had chosen it. Clinging to things beyond your control, other people's decisions, the past or losses that can't be undone, only drains you and brings suffering. Stoicism doesn't tell you to give up hope. It tells you to let go of the illusion that you can control everything. Peace comes when you learn to let go. Think about Thomas Edison. When his laboratory burned down, destroying years of research, he didn't cry or collapse in despair. He watched the flames and said, now we have an opportunity to start fresh. He couldn't put out the fire or save what was lost, but he let it go. And from the ashes, he built something even greater. You can do the same. When a project gets canceled, instead of holding on to frustration, ask yourself, what can I do with what's left? Letting go isn't losing, it's freeing yourself to move forward. In that moment, when your boss's email feels like a punch to the gut, don't cling to what's already gone. Take a deep breath, shrug your shoulders, and tell yourself, this is out of my control, but I won't let it break me. Stoicism teaches that peace isn't about keeping everything intact. It's about knowing when to let go. You can't change the company's decision, but you can choose not to let it take over your mind. If life ever takes something you cherish, a missed opportunity, a broken promise, or a rainy day ruining your plans, try this. Look at it directly, take a slow breath, and silently say, I let this go. Let the pain pass like clouds in the sky. Writer Haruki Murakami once said, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. In Stoicism, letting go of what you can hold is the key to staying calm, not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough not to be dragged down. Principle 3, live in the breath you're breathing. You're sitting in a coffee shop waiting for the call that could decide your future. Your phone is silent, but your mind isn't. Did I say something wrong in the last interview? What if I don't get this job? How will I pay rent next month? Your heart races, your stomach tightens, and you're stuck, not in the coffee shop, but in a past filled with regret and a future filled with anxiety. This is where Stoicism steps in with its third principle. Stay calm by living in the breath you're breathing, right now, nowhere else. We tend to live anywhere but the present. Seneca, who faced exile and death, once wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The past is a shadow you can't change. The future is a breeze you can't hold. But Stoicism teaches that calm can only be found in the one place you truly exist, this moment. When your mind drifts, you lose your peace, like willingly stepping into a prison that isn't real. Think about Kobe Bryant on the basketball court. In the final seconds of a high-stakes game, with thousands screaming and the clock ticking down, he isn't dwelling on a missed shot or the pressure of his legacy. He breathes, focuses on the ball in his hands, and shoots, precise, calm, perfect. He lives in that breath, nowhere else. You can do the same. When the interview call hasn't come, instead of drowning in worry, look around. The coffee cooling in your cup, the rain tapping against the window, the steady rhythm of your heartbeat. That is reality, and it's not as scary as your mind makes it out to be. In that moment, don't let your mind pull you away. Sit up straight, feel your breath, air in through your nose, out through your mouth, and remind yourself, only now is real. Stoicism doesn't tell you to ignore your problems. It tells you not to create more by living in places that don't exist. You can't change the awkward thing you said last week. You can't predict what your boss will say tomorrow, but you can stay calm right now, and that's the power you need to face whatever comes next. Whenever you feel yourself being swept away, worrying about an unanswered email, regretting a missed opportunity, or fearing what hasn't happened yet, try this. Stop. Place your hand on the table. Feel the surface beneath your fingers. Breathe slowly for 5 counts. Bring yourself back to the present. Poet T.S. Eliot once said, "At the still point, there the dance is." In Stoicism, living in the breath you're breathing is how you stay calm. Not by escaping time, but by standing steady within it. Principle 4. Turn obstacles into allies. You just got fired. With a box of your belongings in hand, you walk out of the office, your mind racing. How am I going to survive? What did I do wrong? Anger flares up, fear crashes over you, and it feels like the world just turned its back on you. You want to punch a wall, break down, or blame someone, but this is where Stoicism steps in with its 4th principle for staying calm. Turn obstacles into allies, not as enemies, but as teachers that push you to rise stronger. Adversity isn't the end, it's raw material for growth. Epictetus, who lost everything as a slave, once said, "It's not events that harm you, but your perception of them." Stoicism teaches that the things blocking your path, losing a job, failing, or having a terrible day, aren't walls meant to stop you. They're doors waiting to be opened. Calmness doesn't come from avoiding hardship. It comes from embracing it and discovering the strength hidden within. Think about J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, she was rejected by dozens of publishers. No money, no job, raising a child alone. Everything was against her. But instead of giving up, she turned rejection letters into fuel. Every no was a reminder to write better, to persist harder. Obstacles didn't break her, they made her. You can do the same. When you get fired, instead of sinking into despair, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What new opportunities are opening up? Losing a job might just be the door to a better path. In that moment, with the weight of your box in your hands, don't let fear take the wheel. Take a deep breath, look your pain in the eye, and tell yourself, this isn't failure, this is a lesson. Stoicism doesn't promise that life will be easy. It promises that you can turn every hardship into an advantage. You can't change the fact that you were fired, but you can turn it into fuel to find your dream job, learn new skills, or even start fresh. Later, when obstacles show up, a client rejects your proposal, a plan falls apart, or a loved one lets you down. Try this. Write down 3 things you can learn from it, no matter how small, and then move forward. Don't resist, work with it. Inventor Elon Musk once said, "Failure is just information. It tells you what doesn't work." In Stoicism, turning obstacles into allies is how you stay calm, not by avoiding challenges, but by using them as stepping stones to rise higher. Principle 5, respond, don't react. You're at home fresh off an argument with a loved one. They yell, "You're always so selfish." Your face burns, your heart pounds, and all you want to do is snap back, "What do you even know about me?" Words cut like knives, the air feels heavy, and you're on the verge of exploding. But this is where Stoicism offers its 5th principle for staying calm. Respond, don't react, because it's your response, not the event itself, that shapes your peace. Reaction is instinct, quick, heated, and often regretful. Response is a choice, slow, deliberate, and powerful. Epictetus, who endured injustice yet remained unshaken, once said, "We are not disturbed by what happens, but by our opinions about it." Stoicism teaches that between an insult and your reply, there is a space, and in that space lies your power to stay calm. You can't control what they say, but you have complete control over what you say back. Think of Nelson Mandela. After 27 years in prison, when he was finally released, he didn't unleash his anger on those who had locked him away. He stood before the world steady and composed, choosing reconciliation over revenge. He didn't react with rage. He responded with vision. You can do the same. When a loved one throws harsh words at you, don't rush into battle. Pause, breathe. Let the moment pass and ask yourself, how do I want this to end? Staying calm isn't about suppressing yourself. It's about choosing a response that no one can use to bring you down. In that tense room, don't let emotions take the lead. Look them in the eye, keep your voice steady and say, I hear you, but I don't agree. Or simply stay silent, step away, and let the air cool. Stoicism doesn't tell you to avoid conflict. It teaches you to enter it with reason, not rage. You can't control what they say, but you can control how much power you give it over you. Next time someone pushes you to your limit, a coworker's criticism, a reckless driver, or a nasty comment online, try this. Count to 5 in your head, feel your breath, and choose your response instead of letting anger take the wheel. Don't let them drive your mind. Psychologist Carl Jung once said, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. With Stoicism, responding instead of reacting is how you stay calm, not by enduring, but by mastering yourself in every storm. Principle 6. Desire less, live more. You're scrolling through social media, seeing friends show off new cars, luxury vacations, or stunning apartments. Suddenly, your own room feels smaller. Your old car outside looks like an insult, and an empty feeling creeps in. Why don't I have those things? You start dreaming of money, status, and luxury, but the more you chase, the more restless you become. This is where Stoicism offers its 6th principle for staying calm. Desire less, live more. Because the harder you chase, the further peace slips away. Unlimited desire is the thief of peace. Seneca, who lived among wealth yet chose simplicity, once wrote, "It is not that we have too little, but that we desire too much." Stoicism teaches that life isn't a race to own everything. It's the art of appreciating what you already have. You don't need a new car or a lavish vacation to be at peace. You just need to let go of the endless cravings that imprison your mind. Think about Leonardo da Vinci. He didn't chase fame or lavish wealth. He lived simply, focused on his brushstrokes and ideas, and from that, he created masterpieces like Mona Lisa. He didn't need palaces or gold to be happy. He found it in his work and his own sense of peace. You can do the same. When social media sparks envy, instead of longing for what's out of reach, look around. The chair you're sitting on, the warmth of your room, the cup of tea in your hands. It is enough if you allow it to be. In that moment, when the emptiness creeps in, don't let desire pull you down. Take a deep breath, turn off the screen, and remind yourself, I don't need more to live well. Stoicism doesn't ask you to give up your dreams. It asks you to let go of the meaningless cravings that make you suffer. You may not be able to buy everything you see, but you can choose not to let it control your peace. When you find yourself longing for something, a new possession, recognition, or a better life, try this. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. No matter how small, then close your eyes and truly feel them. Let the craving fade like smoke. Writer Henry David Thoreau once said, "Wealth is the ability to fully experience life." In Stoicism, desiring less to live more is how you stay calm, not by chasing happiness, but by realizing it's already here, right in your hands. Principle 7. Anchor yourself in virtue. You're at a party. Laughter fills the room, but then someone throws a jab. "You don't make much money, huh? Must be lazy." The crowd erupts in laughter, and you feel the heat rise to your face, your pride tearing at the seams. You want to fire back, to prove them wrong, but instead you stand there chest heavy, suddenly unsure of who you are in the storm of judgment. This is when Stoicism offers its 7th principle for staying calm. Anchor yourself in virtue. Because when the world shakes, your inner values are the anchor that keeps you steady. Virtue is not a trophy to show off, it's the foundation to live by. Marcus Aurelius, who faced war and betrayal, once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Stoicism teaches that calm doesn't come from what others think of you. It comes from knowing you are living by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When you anchor yourself in these virtues, other people's mockery is just passing wind, not a blade to your heart. Think of Harriet Tubman. She led hundreds of slaves to freedom, facing danger and contempt. She didn't need applause, didn't seek fame. She anchored herself in courage and justice. Even when hunted, she remained calm because she knew her worth wasn't defined by others' words. You can do the same. When laughter echoes at the party, instead of arguing, ask yourself, am I staying true to who I am? If the answer is yes, no words can shake you. In that moment, when your self-worth feels under attack, don't let emotions sweep you away. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and remind yourself, I don't need to prove anything to them. I know who I am. Stoicism doesn't tell you to ignore the world. It tells you to anchor your worth in what doesn't change. How you think, how you act, and how you treat others. You can't control the laughter, but you can hold firm to your character. In the future, when someone challenges you, a criticism, a dismissive glance, or a failure that shakes your confidence, try this. Close your eyes, think of a virtue you value, courage, honesty, or kindness, and let it guide you. Don't chase external validation. As poet Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. In Stoicism, anchoring yourself in virtue is how you stay calm, not by defeating others, but by mastering yourself. Principle 8. See the fleeting for what it is. Imagine you've just lost something precious, a watch your father gave you before he passed. You tear through the house, heart pounding, eyes welling up. How could I lose this? It's all I have left of him. The pain hits like a wave, pulling you into a spiral of regret and despair. But this is when Stoicism offers its 8th principle for staying calm. See the fleeting for what it is, because everything comes and goes, and accepting that is how you reclaim your peace. Life is a river. Nothing stays still forever. Marcus Aurelius, who witnessed his empire tremble, wrote, "Time is a rushing stream, carrying everything away in its current." Stoicism teaches that pain doesn't come from loss itself, but from the illusion that you could hold on forever. The watch, money, even the people you love, they are all passing travelers in your journey. Calmness comes when you accept that impermanence isn't a curse. It's simply the nature of all things. Think about Steve Jobs. When he learned he had a terminal illness, he didn't rage against fate. He stood before Stanford graduates, his voice steady, and said, "Death is very likely the single best invention of life. It clears out the old to make way for the new." He saw the fleeting nature of life not as a tragedy, but as a truth that freed him from fear. You can do the same. When the watch is gone, instead of drowning in sorrow, ask yourself, it brought me joy while it was here. Can I continue living without it? In that moment, when the weight of loss feels overwhelming, don't let it pull you under. Take a deep breath, look out the window, and remind yourself, everything is temporary. This pain will pass too. Stoicism doesn't tell you to be indifferent. It teaches you to love without clinging, to appreciate without attachment. You can't bring the watch back, but you can hold on to its memories without letting them imprison your peace. In the future, when you lose something, a treasured possession, a relationship, or a dream, try this. Hold a small stone in your hand, squeeze it tightly, then let it go. Feel the relief in releasing it. See impermanence as a friend, not an enemy. The poet William Blake once said, "He who binds to himself a joy does the winged life destroy." With Stoicism, recognizing the fleeting nature of things is how you stay calm, not by holding on, but by letting go and standing strong. Principle 9, find peace in what you have. You're sitting in your small apartment on a rainy evening. Outside, cars rush by, and social media is filled with pictures of friends showing off big houses and lavish parties. You look around, an old couch, faded walls, and a sense of lack creeps in. I need more than this. I deserve more. But this is when Stoicism offers its 9th principle for staying calm. Find peace in what you have, because happiness isn't in what you're missing. It's in what's already in your hands. We often focus on what's missing rather than what's already there. Seneca, who turned away from the luxuries of the Roman court, once wrote, "Contentment is the greatest treasure. No one is poor who knows they have enough." Stoicism teaches that calm doesn't come from accumulating more. It comes from appreciating what you already have, no matter how small. You don't need a big house or a lavish party to find peace. You just need to open your eyes and see the value in what's already present. Think about Anne Frank. In a cramped attic, surrounded by war and fear, she wrote in her diary about simple joys. The sunlight through a crack in the window, the song of a bird, the love of her family. She had no freedom, no comforts, yet she found peace in the little things that remained. You can do the same. When the rain taps against your window, instead of longing for something distant, just feel it. The warmth of your room, the soft rhythm of the rain, the old sofa that still holds you. It is enough, if you allow it to be. In that moment, when a sense of lack weighs on you, don't let it steal your peace. Take a deep breath, place your hand on your chest, and remind yourself, I have what I need right now. Stoicism doesn't tell you to stop dreaming big. It tells you to stop letting unfulfilled dreams overshadow the present. You can't change your apartment overnight, but you can change how you see it, from a place of scarcity to a place of refuge. Whenever you feel inadequate, comparing yourself to a wealthier colleague, a more successful friend, or even a past version of yourself, try this. Walk around your home, touch 3 things you love, a book, a mug, a blanket, and notice what they bring to you. Let gratitude replace longing. Writer Kurt Vonnegut once said, "True happiness is saying yes to what you already have." In Stoicism, finding peace in what you have is how you stay calm, not by chasing something new, but by cherishing what's already yours. Principle 10. Grow through every storm. Imagine you just received bad news. The doctor says you need surgery. Right when work is a mess and money is tight, your head spins, your chest feels heavy. Why is this happening? I can't handle this. Fear and pressure hit like a storm, making you want to curl up and give up. But this is when Stoicism offers its 10th principle for staying calm. Grow through every storm, because your worst days aren't the end. They are opportunities to become stronger. Life doesn't promise clear skies, it promises storms, and you are the tree shaped by the wind. Epictetus, who lost his freedom but never his hope, once said, "Difficulties show you who you are. Embrace them as a friend." Stoicism teaches that calm isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about standing in the storm and growing from it. Every challenge, no matter how painful, can be a teacher, not a destroyer, if you choose to learn instead of run. Think about Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty, abused, and even fired from her first job, she faced storms that could have broken anyone. But she didn't complain or give in. She turned pain into drive, failure into lessons, and from that built a media empire. The storm didn't destroy her, it shaped her. You can do the same. When bad news from the doctor comes, instead of sinking into fear, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What strength will grow in me? In that moment when your chest feels heavy, don't let the storm consume you. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and tell yourself, this is a challenge, not a curse. I will grow from it. Stoicism doesn't tell you to pretend things are easy. It tells you to face hardship with courage and find light in the dark. You can't avoid surgery or pressure, but you can turn them into opportunities to build patience, wisdom, and hope. Next time a storm hits, illness, loss, or a hard blow from life, try this. Take a piece of paper and write down one thing you want to grow through this challenge, becoming more resilient, kinder, or stronger. Then place it somewhere you'll see every day. Let the storm be your guide. Writer Khalil Gibran once said, "The storm makes the tree's roots grow deeper." In Stoicism, growing through every storm is how you stay calm, not by wishing for the rain to stop, but by letting it nourish you into the strongest tree you can be. You've just walked through 10 principles of Stoicism, 10 keys to staying calm in the most chaotic times. From mastering your mind when the world shakes, letting go of what you can't hold, to living fully in each breath, you've seen that peace isn't something given from the outside. It's a strength you build from within. You've learned to turn obstacles into allies, to respond instead of react, and to live more by wanting less. You've anchored yourself in virtue, seen through the fleeting nature of things, found peace in the present, and grown through every storm. This isn't just a philosophy, this is a way to live. Life will keep testing you. Stressful emails, unexpected losses, days when everything seems to work against you. But Stoicism, through thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, has given you a map to stand firm. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You can live happily even in an imperfect world, if you keep your mind in the right place." Calm isn't found when the storm passes, it's found when you stand in the middle of it, unshaken, at peace. You don't need the world to change, you just need to change how you face it. Now take these principles out into the world. When a bad day hits, your boss criticizes you, your car breaks down, or a dream falls apart, pause, take a deep breath, and choose one principle to guide you. How does it feel to master your mind instead of letting it spiral? How freeing is it to let go of what you can't control? Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your story, the moment you found stillness in the chaos. Because those experiences aren't just yours, they might inspire someone who needs them. If you found value in this journey, hit the like button and share this video with family, friends, anyone looking for a way to stay calm in life's storms. Subscribe and follow Stoic Brim so you don't miss out on more deep lessons from Stoicism. Together, we'll keep exploring the path to inner peace and strength. Try it today. Pick one principle, apply it, and feel the difference. The poet Rumi once said, "Live as if everything is rigged in your favor." But with Stoicism, things don't need to be in your favor. You just need to stand firm, stay calm, and be ready to face whatever comes your way. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Together, we'll build a life worth living.